Hello students, welcome to my channel Science World, and if you find this video useful for you, then please like, comment and share with your friends. Also subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get notification of my upcoming videos. Students, in our last video we have discussed about the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, and in this video we are going to read about respiration in animals and plants. We have already learned about the nutrients and the mode of nutrition in organisms, and we know that food is required for getting energy in our body. Okay, and this energy is used for many activities like movement, locomotion, growth, reproduction, etc. Okay, this we have already learned in our last videos. Now there are different animals, they have different habitats. Okay, some are living in water, some are living on the land, means they are terrestrial, some are aquatic, some are living inside the soil. So they have different habitats, and according to their habitats they have developed their breathing organs, or we can say different animals have different methods for taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Okay, in plants also we have already read about the adaptations in plants in our previous videos, and in this video we are going to read about the respiration in plants also. Okay, so let's start with the animals first. Breathing in animals. Okay, so different animals have different methods for taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. This is the common thing you will observe in every organism and in their respiration. Okay, so respiration is the process, it involves two steps, that is breathing and cellular respiration. This also we have discussed in our last video, that is aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So you already know what is breathing and what is cellular respiration. So in respiration the most important thing is taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. This is common for all the organisms. Okay, so first we will see about the unicellular organisms. What are unicellular organisms? Organisms that are made up of only one cell, single cell. Okay, they are the simple form of life. So examples like amoeba, then paramecium, then yeast cells, we can say these are also unicellular. And these unicellular organisms, they perform exchange of gases by diffusion through body surface. They use their body surface for exchange of gases by direct diffusion. Okay, then second thing, fishes, prawns and other aquatic animals like tadpoles, okay, they use gills for breathing. We have already read about the fish and its gills in our last classes, that in class 6 also you have read about the respiration in fish. So it uses gills. Prawns and other aquatic animals also have gills, and these are very unique feature of aquatic animals. Okay, so tadpoles have gills when they are in the water, and as they develop into the adult forms, that is when these tadpoles are growing, gradually they develop their lungs for breathing out of water. That is when they come on land after their growth, and when they become adult frogs they have lungs for breathing. Okay, then earthworms and leeches. Earthworms and leeches, as they are living in the soil, they use their moist skin. Their skin is moist and it is used for exchange of gases, means their exchange of gases is there with the help of their skin. Then number 4, insects. Insects like cockroaches and grasshoppers, they have many small pores on their lateral sides of the body. Suppose this is a cockroach body. Okay, and here on the sides of, on the both the sides of their body, they are having pores, and these pores are known as spiracles. Okay, they have a network of air tubes. Now these spiracles are connected to a tubular system. Okay, here like this. So these small tubes are present there, and these all the tubes are connected to each other, and they are having a nice network of tubules. Okay, So these tubes are known as trachea, and these help in exchange of gases. Oxygen rich air rushes through the spiracles into the tracheal system. From outside, this oxygen rich air enters in the tracheal system through this pore known as spiracle. Okay, then this oxygen is diffuses in the body tissues, and now this oxygen rich air reaches to every cell of the body. Similarly, carbon dioxide is given out from the cells, goes into the tracheal tubes, and it moves out through the spiracles. Okay, so carbon dioxide is also removed from the spiracles, and oxygen is taken inside through these spiracles. So this is the tracheal system in insects. Okay, then we will see the terrestrial animals. Terrestrial animals, as they are living on the land, they have well developed lungs. Animals like amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals, these are the higher animals, and they use their lungs while they are on the land, as they are terrestrial animals. Here amphibians, they can live in water also, so when they are in water they use their skin, and when they are on land they use their lungs. A very good example is frog. Okay, frog is an amphibian, and it respires by the 3 different ways. When it uses its skin for breathing or respiration, it is known as cutaneous respiration. It also breathes through the mouth, and it is known as buccal respiration. And when it uses its lungs for breathing, it is known as pulmonary respiration. So these are the 3 ways in which frogs respire. Okay, the next is whales and dolphins. Whales and dolphins have lungs, as they are aquatic animals, but they have lungs. They have to come on the surface of water to breathe. They come on the surface of water. Okay, they come on the surface of water for breathing. They breathe through the blowholes. That are present on their head. Suppose this is a whale or dolphin. Here on the head they have a blowhole, and through this blowhole they take in air when they come out of the water surface. So you can observe, or you can see a video of dolphins and whales. You will observe that after some time they are coming on the surface of the water, and when they come on the surface of water, they take in air through this blowhole. Okay, so this is all about the respiration in different animals. Okay, then we have difference between breathing and respiration. So what is breathing and what is respiration, that we know, but there is some difference. These are the points. So breathing is a physical process, while respiration is a biochemical process. As in respiration, many enzymes are involved, then many chemical compounds are formed. So this is biochemical process. Then external breathing is external, while respiration is internal. Then in breathing enzymes are not involved, in respiration enzymes are involved. During breathing no energy is involved or evolved. There is no involvement of any energy in the breathing, but we have read that in respiration energy is released. Okay, so respiration is the process by which our body produces energy. Okay, so this is the difference between breathing and respiration. Then we will see the respiration in plants. Respiration in plants occurs in mitochondria. Mitochondria are the cell organelles that are present in the cells. Okay, and this mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of the cell, as it is the site of generating energy. तो जो भी generate the energy that is required by the plants, it is produced in the form of ATP molecules in the mitochondria. Okay, so mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. Plants take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. While during respiration, plants also take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide, just like human beings. Okay, it takes place through roots, stems, and leaves. So these are the parts of plants that perform respiration, that is roots, stems, and leaves. Here in the roots there is a thin layer of cells. Thin layer of cells called epiblema is present on the roots. Okay, and this air that is present in the soil, it diffuses through these cells, that is layer of cells known as epiblema. So these cells are there for diffusion of gases in the soil. Okay, that is why overwatering of plant is not good for plants. So when we water the plants, we have to take care, because if we overwater the plants, then what will happen, the air that is trapped inside the soil, or the space is there for air in the soil, it will be accumulated by water. Okay, and then air will not air cannot be trapped in the soil, and then plants or roots of the plant, they will not be able to respire in such a soil. And that's why if you overwater the plant, it will not get enough air for respiration. Okay, so remember, don't overwater plants. So roots are the parts that also help in respiration. Then leaves and young stems. Leaves and young stems take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide through stomata. Leaves and green stem, they have stomatas on their surfaces, and they are used for respiration. Then woody stems and non-green plants. Woody stems of the plants and non-green plants, those plants which are not green, that means they are not having chlorophyll, these plants respire through lenticels. They have lenticels instead of stomatas. So instead of stomatas, these lenticels are present for respiration in the non-green plants. Okay, what happens in plants? See, during the day, both respiration and photosynthesis occur in plant. Respiration and photosynthesis, both the process occur during the day. But at night, only respiration takes place. Do you know why? Because there is no sunlight at night, and that's why only respiration takes place. So the plants take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide at night, and that's why while they are performing this respiration at night, they take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. And that is why it is advised not to sleep under a tree at night. Plants use oxygen and give out carbon dioxide at night, and hence concentration of carbon dioxide increases at night under a tree, and so we should not sleep under a tree at night. Similarly, we should also not sleep in a closed room with burning lamp, as it uses all the oxygen and releases carbon dioxide, which is harmful for us. Okay, during the day, stomata are fully open. During the day, stomata are fully open because both the processes are there, that is transpiration and respiration. So what do you mean by transpiration? Transpiration means the removal of water from the plant through stomatas, and that's why stomatas are fully open for transpiration and respiration also. At night, stomatas are closed because there is no transpiration and only the respiration process is there. Okay, and stomatas are closed and respiration takes place through the leaf and the stem. We already read here before that leaves and stem, they are the parts of the plants including roots for respiration. Okay, so this is all about the respiration in plants. Then we have difference between respiration and photosynthesis. What is respiration and what is photosynthesis, that we know, but what is the difference, that we will see. During respiration, glucose is broken down to form the energy, to release energy, and during photosynthesis, glucose is prepared. During the photosynthesis, glucose, which acts as a food for plants, it is prepared. Then second point, during respiration, chemical energy is changed into heat energy. Okay, that is used by us. And during photosynthesis, light energy, that is sunlight, energy that is taken from the sun, light energy is converted into chemical energy. Third point, oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released in respiration, while during photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is absorbed and oxygen is released. Next point, respiration takes place inside the body of organisms or animals, and photosynthesis occurs inside the plants only, green plants only. Okay. Then the last point, respiration is the process that is continuous in animals or day and night. It is continuous process, but photosynthesis occurs only during the daytime. Okay, so this is the difference between the respiration and photosynthesis. So we will stop here. In our next video we will read about the respiratory system in human beings, its mechanism and the parts of respiratory system. Okay, so we'll meet again in our next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.